I think he treated me in a way that I thought I deserved at the time, not consciously, but like, because he would say such horrible things to me once, the relationship.
Eventually, though,
once
right?
the fun part was over.
Sneak that shit in.
Yeah,
and it's little by little. And the first time it happens, you're like, what'd you say?
Horrible.
All right, guys, we are here with stand-up comedian, PhD holder, professor. You're not a professor anymore.
No.
Brittany Cardwell, guys.
Former
Thank you so
wannabe
much.
Professor.
Yeah.
How do you go from professor to stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
And were your parents proud?
Well, no, not originally. Not initially.
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. And I actually think I always wanted to be in entertainment, but I didn't know that. And I kept seeing being a professor as what I wanted. So I think about this all the time because I think it's funny now, like how I ended up. Like when I first started my research, it came about because I was taking like cognitive psychology classes in undergrad. And cognitive psychology is just like attention, memory, stuff like that. And my teacher was like hilarious. His lectures were like my favorite lectures to go to. He would just be really goofy. He was doing jokes, and he would like dance around the classroom.
Sounds
to,
like he wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And he basically was for us.
That's great.
He like danced around the class to illustrate like bee communication and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, and we just loved him so much. And I remember thinking like, oh, I want to do that. And I saw him and thought, I want to be a professor, I guess.
Right. That's
so
where
then,
you see it.
Yeah. So then I started working with him, and he was doing research on, his whole domain was like false memories and stuff. And I started working with him, doing research as an undergrad, and I loved it. And I was about to graduate, and I was like, well, I don't want to have a real job, and I want to, I don't want to like stop learning and stuff. And I was like, I guess I'll go to grad school because then I can just have this life where I create and explore the things that I'm interested in and like test the ideas that I am curious about. And so that was my goal originally, not realizing that what I probably really wanted was to be in some kind of entertainment. Mm-hmm. And then the same thing happens. I'm like looking for PhD supervisors. I'm like researching different people. And we go to this conference, and she's the keynote speaker. She does research on false memories. So it's like a person I would want to work with. I didn't really know her before this. And she's giving her keynote, and she's hilarious.
Nice.
Like everyone's laughing the entire hour while she's talking about her science. She's like, I don't want to say funnier than my undergraduate professor.
That was a duel.
They might listen to this. They're funny in different ways. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So then I turned to my undergraduate supervisor, and I was like, I want to work with her. Not seeing again, like I just want to be funny in front of people.
Yeah, you just like stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like...
And she lived in New Zealand.
Oh.
So then I moved across the world to work with her.
Oh.
Thinking that's what I want to do. And I don't regret any of it. It's not that I didn't want to do it. I loved everything I learned and experienced there. But yeah.
I also feel like, the social clout of saying you want to be a professor versus the social clout of saying you want to be a stand-up comedian will probably make the brain kind of subconsciously go, no, you want to be a professor, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
False memories are very interesting. I don't think we've ever really talked about them on the show. Can you give us a rundown of like what that phenomena is and how it happens? And
yeah, definitely. So, well, I kind of want to give you some of the history of it if you're interested.
No, I'm fascinated by this.
Okay, perfect. Because I think
Let's
this
nerd
is
out.
the interesting part.
Yeah.
So first, false memories is just when it can kind of, there's like lots of different types, but it's basically just when you remember having an experience you never had, right? Mm-hmm. And so that can vary in like how serious it was, how traumatic it was, like the amount you remember, just as a general idea of what a false memory is for anyone who doesn't know. So where it came out of originally was in the late 80s. I don't know if you heard about any of this growing up or have like read about it, but there were a lot of cases of like extreme abuse that were being reported. And of course, there is a lot of real abuse out there, right? So I'm not trying to like
child abuse, sexual abuse,
physical abuse, child abuse, satanic ritual abuse.
Okay, I'm very familiar with the satanic ritual abuse.
I think it was the McMartin preschool.
Yeah, well, no, this was like a big phenomenon in that period of time, all over the news
in the 90s
or
late 80s.
I think it was 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of almost like witch trial-esque. And I'm like, oh, I would 100% be taken down during this.
Yeah. And I think one of the, maybe the first one that was like heavily investigated or the most prominent one was, I think it was the McMartin Daycare Center.
Okay.
I don't remember a lot of detail about that. But so all of this stuff was happening. And again, I'm not saying like, some of the stuff is real, but some of these things seemed like really outlandish. And it's like, why are we having so many children at once saying this? Like, is it possible that some of these things didn't happen? Mm-hmm. And same with like, at the time, repressed memories was like a big thing in therapy.
Yeah.
And that comes from Freud, like the idea that you can have a traumatic experience and then have a period of time where you completely forget that it happened to you. You can't even access it at all. Mm-hmm. And then later on as an adult, recover it in full, like in all the detail of how it happened. So that was like a huge thing back then. It was like a big part of therapy is like, we have to uncover your repressed memories so that we can process them and then you'll be healed, right? And again, I don't want to say like processing is a huge part of therapy, and we do have to like understand what happened to us and like to be able to get through things, right? Sure. So again, I'm not like dismissing any of that, which is a thing that happened a lot in this reach. It's like easy to sound like you're
murky territory, man. Because also like when you're the victim of a sexual assault, for example, it's so common. I've heard from the women and men going, did that happen?
Totally.
Wait, was that? Because then you don't want to believe that it happened. It took you so off guard that it's shocking that you can't find it yet.
It's hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
You might also, if it happened to you when you're a kid, it's a completely different context. You have a completely
different brain,
different background of how to understand things.
Yeah.
So you can see how like it's not necessarily that that's gone and inaccessible, but maybe the context you were in at that time made it hard for you to remember later as an adult. It doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Right.
But there was a lot of argument between like memory researchers about whether it's possible to actually fully repress it and not be able to access it, like it's some special mechanism, or if it's just like the mechanisms we understand about memory are just being applied in this situation. Anyway, so all these like crazy abuse stories were coming out, and some researchers were going like, is it possible? Oh, sorry, back to the repressed memory thing. In therapy at the time, it was also very popular to use techniques that involved imagination. So saying things like, okay, you say you can't remember being abused as a child, but you came to me with a problem. So let's see if you can remember it if we just try and get you to imagine what could have happened if it did happen.
Oh,
and so
that's weird.
Yes.
Well, that's like the flip side of this, because I think like especially in this culture of therapy that we live in right now, there's so much suggestion and then also so much allure in being a victim.
Yeah,
it's literally you can monetize it. Yep. And so when you're monetizing something like victimhood in a capitalist society, things become very dangerous.
Yes.
I mean, and it's so interesting also how even in a therapeutic setting, there are still trends. Like it's fashion. I find that so interesting.
Hypnosis was huge.
Right? Yeah.
Now it's ketamine.
Ketamine, EMDR.
Love ketamine.
Yeah.
I love ketamine.
But so they were starting to apply these techniques, and that was corresponding to the time when a bunch of repressed memories of sexual abuse were happening as well.
Right.
And so there was a lot of like questioning, is it possible that kind of this suggestion and imagination is sometimes leading people to come to remember something that never really happened, which has its own consequences for people's lives. Because if you believe it happened and it didn't, you're ruining relationships.
Yeah.
You're
also fucking, well, not intentionally though, right? You're fucking it up for other victims of assault in this case. Because, like the false rape accusations, that gets thrown at women all the fucking time. You're lying. And it's like, that when someone is those tiny percentages, it's very damaging.
Yeah.
And we know this to be true because, if anyone, who's into true crime is very familiar with false confessions. Yep. I mean, I just watched the docuseries Yogurt Shop Murders, and that's one of the main,
so good.
That's like kind of like the meat of that story is about false confessions and how false confessions are so much more common than we think. And also a lot of times, police officers officers are basically incentivized to close the
solve
case.
the case.
Totally.
Yeah.
So obviously we're going to get false confessions.
Yeah. And the person, I was going to get to false confessions. So
I'm
glad we're talking about
obsessed
it.
with false
Fascinating.
confessions.
I mean, it's so interesting because people also believe there's no way someone would do that.
Yeah.
Why would someone?
Right. Because you can't
say,
put yourself in those shoes.
People also
Yeah.
when they never join a cult.
Yes.
People
So
keep
everybody
joining
would.
cults.
When you're under fluorescent lights for 13 hours
Yeah,
and you've just been
exactly.
fed coffee and cigarettes and that's it, you're going to want to get out of there. And then
Yeah.
you're going to start doubt. There's going to be cracks in your sense of self.
There is, yeah.
The human psyche, I learned this as more I live, is so delicate. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's very scary. So where was I at? Oh yeah. So then they started doing research. They're like, can we test whether or not asking people to repeatedly imagine an experience would make them think it happened to them, even though we know it didn't happen? Because they'll do it in the lab. There's all sorts of different ways that they tested this, tried to generalize it to things that were more and less traumatic, stuff like that. So they would have people like do a task where you imagine, this is one of the boring lab ones, but it's like, imagine breaking a toothpick, right? And you're imagining like a series of things. You're doing some of these and not doing other ones. And then later on, they first they have you do it or
Break the
not. So
toothpick.
there's like a truth about what your experience was. And then later on, they go, okay, now we want you to imagine breaking the toothpick or imagine this other thing. And they might have you repeatedly do that. And then they test you on like which experiences did you have. And if you've imagined breaking the toothpick or doing whatever the experience is, you're more likely to say that's something you had done before.
Wow.
Yeah. And so this is like the early work, so it was all very like basic. Can we demonstrate this effect? But then they started taking it to these more like real world contexts. And they also started looking at how photos can affect your I'm skipping something entirely. Then they want to look at full blown false memories as well. So not just like, oh, this isolated lab experience, but will I say that I did something like had a full blown memory of this experience in childhood that never happened?
Oh, okay.
So then they started having people, they'd bring them into the lab and they'd be like, hey, so this is an experiment. We're testing memory and we've talked to your family and we know that you've had a few of these experiences and we just want to ask you what you remember about them. Okay. So this is like, they actually did talk to the family and make sure and talk to them about what did happen.
Yeah.
But then there's one false event as well where they
Like
made...
two truths and a lie kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Where they made sure that that actually hadn't happened to the person. So like one example is you went up into a hot air balloon as a kid, right? So they bring people into the lab and they're under this suggestion that they're just remembering a true experience about their life and they're trying to come up with detail. The first time people are asked to remember the false experience of the balloon, they're like, I don't know. They're not really sure. It didn't happen to them, so they don't really have a memory of it.
Right.
But they know they were a kid and they're like, there's all this suggestion.
So
It's
it
like,
could have happened.
It could have
so much
happened.
happens
My
in
family
life.
said it happened. I don't know.
Right.
And then they bring them in over a series of 3 weeks to do these interviews. And over time, each interview, they ask like, do you remember this hot air balloon thing? And every interview, they're like saying more and more. They're like,
And this right here is why I don't believe in past life regressions.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I know a lot of you do.
Sure, yeah.
But this is exactly what it felt. And I even said it during it. I go, I feel like I'm just making
yes,
shit up.
you probably are.
I mean, again, I'd have to study this for like, because I believe in some of that and I don't, but I'm like, that's literally what I fucking felt like. And
Yeah,
I was like, I have a vivid imagination.
Totally.
If we ask enough questions, I'm going to paint a picture.
Exactly. And when you paint a picture that's vivid and you repeatedly are thinking of something, all that imagery comes to mind so quickly and easily that it resembles a real memory.
That's the thing.
And that's where you make
about
the
like
mistake.
regressions or hypnotherapy. I try to recover memories from hypnotherapy that I'm like, I'm getting something, but I don't feel anything about this, and I have no idea if I'm full of shit or not.
Yeah. So how do we
know if we have a false memory?
Yeah,
Really?
is there any
you
like
can do it to yourself.
foolproof
Yeah,
method
is there a
that they've
test?
developed?
Is there like
over
is there like
time?
an acid test I could take, like one of those sheets? I don't know.
Lie detector?
Yeah.
Man, well, lie detectors they're not that reliable. You know,
I would love to know if if we all have false memories, like how common are false memories?
Because at a certain point, if I'm walking around unbothered, I don't really need to be tinkering with some parts of my brain.
Facts.
Like that's what sometimes I feel like, because sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I should do like I've done psychedelics just for fun because I'm fun. But like, sometimes I think, oh, maybe I could become a better version of myself if I did it in a therapeutic setting. But then the other, point is maybe I could become a worse version of myself.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we don't really want that.
No. Yeah, totally.
So now that I get worried.
But yeah, sorry, I think
Well, is there a way to
question.
tell if you have a false memory?
Oh,
Can you interrogate that within yourself?
It really is. It's very hard because it is just based on how the features of the memory like resemble actual experience.
And we were talking, I think it was a bonus episode, about people that convinced themselves that something was
We
true.
talked about, we both agree that OJ convinced himself that he really did it.
Oh my God.
He didn't do it. Sorry.
I know.
Didn't do it. Yeah.
But he worked so hard to convince himself that, decades later, he's like, yeah, no, I didn't do it.
I know.
Like,
so I think when he said it, he meant
Believed.
it.
I think he meant it too.
But
have you read his book?
No.
Or
If I Did It?
I couldn't, but
all
it's
I know is it's called If I Did
the
It.
best book title to ever exist, we decided.
I ended up reading it, I think because it was like free somewhere, and I was like, yeah, I'll read that.
That's even
That's my
worse of a red
excuse of why I
flag.
read it. And this was a long time ago. It's probably like 10 years ago, so I don't remember it that well. But I do have a bit now about basically his memory of the event is like, I don't want to do the bit because that's annoying, but it's like truly the chapter is like, okay, so I'm driving down the street. I'm really pissed off, and there's a knife and there's a glove in the back. And I pull up to their driveway and they run out, and I run up to them and we're arguing, and I grab the knife, black out, come to, and now
That's exactly what he did.
Oh, so he's going through the scenario of if he did it.
No,
literally.
But he said,
this
is him saying what he remembers, but he doesn't remember the one part where he killed them.
Where the murder happens.
His conclusion is that it didn't happen. That's what I remember.
In the book, he admits to having the knife, having the glove, and driving the car.
That's how it looks to me.
Damn, doggy.
I read this 10 years ago, so it's hard to...
Statute of limitations, baby.
I'm getting
Isn't that
everyone
crazy?
this book for Christmas.
Yes.
It is.
We should do a reading of the book.
Oh my God.
That's the only part of the book you need to read as well.
Well, because so many people convince themselves, like if they've done something to hurt somebody else, they'll just convince themselves that they didn't fucking do it. Like that, I witness that a lot. I read about that a lot. And I'm like, I guess it's a little different than a false memory. You just don't want the thing, you're just afraid of the truth.
Yeah, you're motivated to not see yourself in such a bad light and have all the consequences. So you come up with a way. And a lot of that is unconscious too. You can like just lead yourself down that
mechanisms.
track.
Sure. So it's like people who have false memories that it's pretty destructive to others because they involve other people. Like, are they a piece of shit person? Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe OJ is just a good guy with a bad understanding of his perceptions.
He seemed a little shitty, but yeah, I mean, we contain multitudes. We all contain multitudes.
Yeah.
That's so
scary.
interesting.
It's very scary for the legal system.
Yeah.
Like eyewitness identification. I don't know if you know about the Innocence Project.
Oh, yes.
We were just talking about it because we were defending Kim Kardashian.
Oh. She wanted to help.
Wait, because that's what she
wanted
went to
to help.
She did law for that.
Yeah, that's why she's been trying to work on the Innocence Project, and everyone's trying to tear it down.
Because she's hot and rich.
I didn't know she was getting into that.
Big old booby.
Let that girl have the perfect boobies.
Yeah, no, she's always she started in recent years advocating for people who she feels have been wrongly accused of crimes and like even doing work with the Trump administration. And like, listen, it's as my mother said over Thanksgiving, she doesn't need to be doing any of that. So maybe you should be a little more appreciative that she's doing any of it.
I think that
she could be fucking
awesome.
off in Belize.
I knew she was getting into law. I had no idea it was related to this.
She didn't pass it, so we got to send good energy.
She can try again, though.
We got to send good
hire a
energy.
tutor.
She's
She got the
still
money.
bringing attention to an important issue.
100%. There's a lot of negative juju on her her energy on her bar exam. And here are the Guys We Fuck podcast. We want to send positive juju.
Fucking support the shit out of you, girl.
Hot lawyers.
Yeah, that's awesome. I always thought if I ever quit comedy, I want to get into the Innocence Project.
Yeah, that's a fascinating.
You could do both.
I mean, that's just like just learning about those stories. There was an HBO docuseries I started to watch. No, it was a Netflix docuseries about this one prison that has the most amount of death, and the inmates snuck in cell phone cameras, and these men are. Oh my God. They're getting treated like fucking animals, and it's so disrespectful and degrading and humiliating, and they deserve to. After I watched one episode, I was like, I need to change careers and fucking help these guys. Like, what the fuck? There's just so many people that need help.
Yeah. But yeah,
Krystyna falling in love with an inmate.
I totally would, because this one guy,
I really can see that for you.
I don't think he did not deserve to be in there, and he did not deserve this treatment he's getting. Whew, and the fucking prison guards are just covering it up.
Yeah, it's awful.
A lot of deception. But so people convincing themselves that something is true and genuinely believing it is totally different from a false memory. What are I'm imagining there's only negative implications of false memory, but like why research this?
That's an interesting point real quick about the negative implications, because I think a lot of it is negative and it's scary, and it's like,
I think I have positive false memories of people that I bring up, and that's also not good though.
I was gonna
that'll get you in a relationship you shouldn't be in.
Well, I'll talk about that later too. I think there's a lot of ways to have positive false memories about something you really want to be good.
Yeah, you just want it so bad. Yep.
Yeah. But I was also gonna say, people have asked that, like, why are we made like this? Like, why are we?
Good question.
And sometimes false memories can be good because we want to think of ourselves in a positive light.
Sure.
Like, we think of ourselves more positively than is true about ourselves, like on
I thought that
average.
was just a me thing.
And that's like, people who are depressed don't have that.
Oh, that's what they're missing.
You know? They're like
Just
actually
insane.
calibrated.
Yeah.
So that's one good reason it's like good to have a little bit of memory distortion, and
that keeps you happy. Yeah. I always felt like people with depression is just because they see the truth about everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sucks.
And the other thing is, like, you just don't have the capacity to remember everything. So your system has to have a way of like filtering things out and figuring out what's important. Some things aren't there, and a way of like deciding like what's real and not real.
Yeah.
And so it uses heuristics because there's not enough storage, if you want to talk about it. Like, people used to talk about memory in the 80s, like as a computer, basically.
Yeah, like a hard drive.
Yeah.
When the people in those studies that were given the false memory, were they eventually ever told that memory was false?
Yes.
Because I can't imagine that not breaking your brain is dramatic, but like, when you think something's true and it's not, it fucks with you.
It's
in a way that
very
is
scary.
Yeah, earth-shattering sometimes.
So they did do that as part of the experiment.
Oh God.
I mean, also part of ethics, like, you have to let people know. But
yeah. That's good.
But so they did, over time, these people are saying, yeah, I remember being in that hot air balloon. By the third interview, they're like, I remember holding on to the ropes. They're putting all this like imagery
Detail.
in there, like what they feel and saw and heard. Wow. I leaned over, I see my sister on the ground waving at me. They're like really imbuing their memory with detail.
That balloon must have been low.
Yeah. True. Yeah. This guy knows nothing about hot air balloons. And so it looks like it's very similar to the real memories they asked them about. So that's scary. And at the very end, they would go, hey, so you've been in this experiment where actually what we're testing is false memories.
You're an idiot.
And we got you.
Oh my God.
But so then they would say, there's 4 memories you recalled. Which of them, one of them's false. Which one is it?
Oh, Jesus.
And people would choose at chance levels. So
they would choose what?
They would choose
levels,
at chance.
so like there's no
they're just guessing.
They weren't choosing the one that was actually wrong at a higher level.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was like if they put them all in a bucket and just picked whatever one
God,
out.
now I'm like, was anything true?
Yeah.
In my childhood? Fuck.
So they basically can't discriminate them from the real experiences they had as a kid.
Wow.
And of course, those are childhood memories. They're already less detailed, and they're far away. So it's easier to manipulate them. If you try and manipulate a more recent event, it's harder because it's like, or if you try and say you had this experience yesterday, your expectation of that memory is going to be a lot different than a memory that's far away.
Yeah.
So it's harder to convince you of something that happened yesterday than it would be a long time ago.
Well, I think like the phenomenon of pathological liars is basically that. They're falsifying memories that happened yesterday and today.
Oh my God.
And that's fascinating because I've only known one pathological liar, but man, she was convincing.
It?
I think she did. Like we ended up confronting her.
Part, probably.
We confronted her and she was like, yeah, sorry. But it wasn't like I don't know. It was just, I mean, you can't sustain a friendship or relationship with somebody who just lies all the time.
Yeah.
But there weren't like lies that fucked with me or anything. But that's always very interesting. Pathological liars. So I'm like, do they convince themselves that it's true? They know it's not true. I don't know.
Yeah. Even if they didn't originally believe it, over time, if they keep saying that and thinking that,
Yeah,
they will genuinely believe it.
Yeah.
Just like the false confession thing.
Have you ever had a false memory that you know of? I mean, you wouldn't know.
I'm sure I did.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Statistically.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of something that
not uncommon.
we as humans are basically all experiencing, and it's just whether or not it was a false memory of something of high importance or low importance. So it's like, because I think it's like obviously not dangerous if you remember wearing a blue dress but you wore a red dress, but if you remember your dad fucking you in the ass and he didn't,
that was beautiful, Corinne.
it's more of a problem.
I knew
more
what
of an
was
issue.
possible in this example, but I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that either.
But I do feel like,
No, he fucked me in the ass. Wait, did he?
I think about
Wait, no, I made it up.
the scariest part of going to therapy for me is not being vulnerable. It's putting your precious brain in the hands of someone
Else.
you don't
Yeah.
know. Some
Yeah.
bitch you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually
Hope that
crazy that
degree
we
stuck.
do that. It's crazy that we do that.
Yeah, we do.
It really is.
And then you go to their Instagram and you go, oh my God, that's who you are in real life.
So one of the things you had sent us, if you don't mind, I wanted to move on from that
no.
category. But I guess they're kind of related. You were in an abusive relationship.
Oh, yeah.
And you were engaged
We're
to this
moving on to
person.
something lighter.
Yeah, just some fun
Yeah, we were
Thanksgiving
engaged.
dinner talk. But it's a common, unfortunately, very common thing. And who did you date before? Like, was this partner unlike anybody you've ever dated? And how did the relationship evolve? And where were you along the way of
Did
the
he
evolution?
love bomb you?
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, that's how
I
they
knew
usually
it.
Yeah.
Get your gifts. How can you explain the love bombing? Because I feel like it's good for our listeners to know what love bombing looks like, to peel the curtain off. Because when it's happening to you, it just feels so good.
It does.
I
feel
know.
so good.
It's very confusing too, because first of all, I was in a relationship just before this that was so good. It was
Okay.
like a super healthy,
genuinely good.
amazing relationship.
Why did it end then?
I think
You were love bombed by this asshole?
No.
Oh.
I think I always felt like there was something wrong, but I didn't know what it was because everything was perfect. And it had been like, it was getting close to like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, I feel like the next thing is he's going to propose to me. And I kept imagining that and freaking out and being like, I don't know, I can't do this. I don't know why.
So you created a problem because there was none?
I think the problem was
Love it.
my expectation of love was that it was always super exciting and thrilling, tumultuous.
I think a lot of people have that, and like I sometimes it has to be also something stemming from society, because
Yeah.
I know people who had
Yeah.
good childhoods or bad childhoods, and we kind of both experience it the same way. Because like I had a good childhood, but there is still, in the calmness, I have to remind myself, like, this is good.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be having a problem.
I have to do that constantly
I
now.
shouldn't constantly be concerned. The quote unquote monotony of someone saying "Good morning, sweet angel princess" every day is positive.
Yeah.
Not
Not being able to be like, can I rely on them today or not? It's
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
I'm
so
missing
exciting.
it.
Which one
I
is
miss
it
not
going to be?
knowing if he's going to follow through or if he
Yeah,
cares.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Hope is
I
a
miss
hell of
the
a drug.
contrast of him not caring at all and then caring a lot. Suddenly.
It's all dopamine. It
Yeah.
fucks with your dopamine.
Big time.
So
do you
how,
know about this? Do you know about this? There's like studies with rats where, I mean, there's a lot of studies with rats.
Yeah, yeah.
But there are studies with rats where they will, back to the dopamine thing, they'll like have one rat in a cage where it has food accessible all the time, basically. And they have another rat in a different cage where their food is like on an intermittent schedule. So it's coming like at random intervals. You never know when you're going to get fed. And the rat with the regular food just goes about its life. It explores the cage. It like does all the things rats are supposed to do. And like,
like a sociable.
it's a
healthy-
regular. Yeah. The rat that has this intermittent schedule, when there's it just waits at the food the entire time. It doesn't leave because it doesn't
shit,
know
'cause it's unpredictable.
when it's going to get its next
Jesus Christ.
reward, its next dopamine hit. And so it just sits there and obsesses about getting this reward and does not live its life. And that's, to me, what an abusive relationship feels like. And I'm not the first to like
and anybody,
use that analogy
like,
or anything.
One of my close friends got into one that was so severely abusive, and I always knew that it doesn't matter if you were traumatized as a kid or if you had the perfect childhood and you grew up wealthy and healthy and sociable and you have great friends. It coming for all of us,
Yeah.
men and women.
It can be anybody.
Yeah.
It can
We're
be
all susceptible to it.
I know. Like before this happened to me, I believe this about myself now, but before it happened to me, I was like, oh, I'm like I thought of myself really positively. I thought of myself as someone that would never fall for anything like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot about them before it happened to me, but if I
think
had
that's
heard
a
about
really
it,
common thing that we hear
so
from
common,
people.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And so then when it happened, and afterwards, once I was out of it and realized what had happened to me, I was like very shaken because I felt like I didn't know myself
Yeah, it's
anymore.
like, is my brain broken? Is my picker broken?
I couldn't trust myself.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was
that's tough.
I did this and I don't understand how I could be that. And I did it for years.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get out. Like
You were engaged.
I changed
You didn't
a
marry
ton.
him, right?
No.
Oh, that's great. So that's
Yeah,
great.
it could have
You
been
know?
so bad.
Yeah. So how'd you guys meet?
Oh yeah. So one of his good friends and I had started hanging out. And she was with him in a cafe when I happened to be there once. And we just said hi.
It's always
Yeah. We just said hi.
was
I didn't
adjacent.
think anything of this guy.
Oh, it didn't make
Nothing
a mark
at
on you.
all.
No
I'm
Those are the
chemistry.
ones that are going
oh.
to ruin your life.
Yeah. I was like, oh, hey, I didn't even remember what he looked like
Nice.
after I left because it wasn't
He
important
loved
to
that.
me.
Hope
Yeah.
you hear that.
Yeah,
Sucker. That was he took that as a challenge.
Yeah. Sometimes I get worried about him hearing stuff like this because
Well, he's here for
I'll have
someone.
my moments like anyone who's been abused where I start being like, oh, maybe it wasn't that bad. And like,
Of course.
And then you're going to
Oh.
go, that's a false memory, Brittany.
Yeah.
it is. It's me trying to convince
Got back
myself.
that train out of the garage, Brittany.
I was never so susceptible because it's hard to
It's like
believe.
a survival mechanism.
Yeah. But so that moment didn't mean much to me. And then my friend texted me. She's like, oh my God, he just can't stop talking about you.
Oh, she love
can't
bombed you.
stop talking about you.
She knew I was recently single from this amazing guy that I had broken up with.
Damn.
For like no reason. I didn't even give him a reason.
Oh,
I
no.
just
Give him a
felt
reason?
like something was wrong.
We
I
just
don't
went
remember
over
what I said.
We just were teaching Eric
be
about
doing
breakups.
this. Women be
and
doing this.
One of the 4 or 5 tenets we went over with Eric for a good breakup was
have
to
to
give a reason.
You have to give a reason. I know I gave
should
a
give a
reason.
reason. Yeah.
But I don't know what it is.
Right, yeah, because it wasn't.
I think I just didn't
Palpable.
understand the reason, and I probably just thought I had fallen out of love.
Yeah,
basically.
sure,
So anyway, me and this other guy started hanging out, and it's like amazing.
Can I ask, when he saw you at the cafe and it wasn't anything for you, and he can't stop talking about you, did you ever interact with him?
He broke up with his girlfriend soon after that, so he was in a relationship when.
But like, did you speak
But did
to
you
him
get
in
to
the
know
cafe?
him? Like
Yeah.
what his name
Oh.
is, what he did? Okay, so
only
you had a
after
conversation.
he'd broken up with his girlfriend. This is probably a couple months later or something, and my friend who had set us up was like, "Hey, like, do you want to get to know my friend? I'm gonna
Yeah.
call him Darren.
Sure.
Great.
You want to get to know my friend Darren? Like, he's really fun." And I was like, "Whatever." I was like going on lots of dates at the
Yeah,
time.
so
I was
like,
having
I'm single,
so much
let's
fun.
fuck. Yeah.
And I was like, "Whatever. Who cares? I don't remember what he looks like." And we go on a date, and it's so fun.
Okay.
Well, first the 3 of us hung out.
Okay.
And like there was just like so much chemistry and stuff. And
Between
then,
you and him.
Yeah, between me
And
and him
Darren. Okay.
already.
But in retrospect, is this real chemistry
Or
or,
did
is
he
this
falsify
something
it?
else?
Because look, if a guy is
We don't
just
know. Okay.
I mean, there's
honestly,
a lot of-
If I wanted to love, if I'm a man, I wanted to love. I'm like, oh my god, I love that shirt. Your jeans are incredible. You have
Yeah.
amazing taste, and that haircut is just. All you have to do is
It's
look into
working.
somebody's eye.
I can't believe it. It's
yeah, like
working
I want to
again.
take you. Do you want to go out to a dinner? Like let's
I'm
go to
trying
like a
to
movie.
resist it, and
Like
I
let's
can't.
go have fun. Like that's all it takes.
Because I
Totally.
think
Yeah.
for me, and at points, chemistry was just like, this person is really sees how awesome I am, and I agree.
Yeah.
And like that's not actually chemistry.
I felt so. This is what I've come to understand retrospectively is that most of our relationship, most of the reason I felt so connected to him and so seen by him, it wasn't because we had anything good. It was because like I remember feeling like no one had ever seen me in this way. And now the reason I think is because
lethal.
yeah. He saw me in a way that I saw myself, but that's because he saw the negative things that I saw in myself.
Oh.
I think he treated me in a way that I thought I deserved at the time, not consciously. But like, I remember, because he would say such horrible things to me once, the relationship.
Eventually, though,
Once the
right?
fun part was
they
over.
fucking sneak that shit in.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's little by little. And the first time it happens, you're like, "What'd you say?"
Horrible.
But you
Horrible.
accepted it because you agreed with it at the time?
I think initially I blew it off because I was like, well, everything's so great. He's not really like that. And I kept like excusing behavior.
Right.
But I think part of it was hard for me to argue against it because I said the same things to myself internally. And it's almost like, yeah, I am.
Well, and
I am unhappy with my body.
Part of you like,
I am stupid.
Was part of you like,
lazy.
oh, I don't have to hide these insecurities I have because he sees them too. Because I know the brain can make a shit situation good, even though it's not good. So it's like, oh, I don't have to pretend that like you said, the thing with the body. I don't have to pretend that I don't have body image issues. I can just have them with him because he knows I have them. And
yeah, maybe that was part of it. I did feel like he knew everything about me. Like, we would have those. We probably shared too much too early.
Right.
But then he would use it against me. Like, he knew I had body issues and I had an eating disorder in the past.
And he knew that.
He knew that. And then he would make comments about my body. Even the day we got engaged, maybe hours later, we had just been on this like month and a half road trip, right?
Oh, wow.
Leading up to the engagement.
Oh my God.
Jesus, this guy
Glad
really
came back.
This guy throws the tricks on the table.
I cried every other day on this trip.
Because he upset you?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it was all concentrated.
It wasn't because the nature was so beautiful?
It was, he was just super controlling. He did everything you can think of in an abusive relationship.
But he didn't start out like that.
No.
I'm so fascinated by the effort that he put in.
Yeah.
To love bomb you takes a lot of effort. Because then I imagine if you're love bombing a person, you as the love bomber don't feel that, but like you're getting high off of making the person think
you're getting
you feel
high,
that.
and then you're always waiting for that next feeling. And then there's always you're coming back to this connection that feels great, right?
Yeah.
But then things get bad and tense again. You don't really know why, but you've experienced him enough that you're like, I feel like things are bad again, and he's going to do one of his things where we're disconnected. And I'm not going to have this source of like feeling seen and heard and feeling supported.
That's the food in the rat cage. Yeah.
And then you start freaking out too because like something bad is about to happen. You don't know what it is. And then it does happen. And it's just it's over and over.
Cycle.
And then there's like a reconciliation, but it's not real. Like there have been so many times where I try to sit him down and I'd be like, hey, because I really believed in the relationship. And I didn't think he was a bad person. I didn't think any of it was intentional. I excused all of it. And I was like, the problem is he just doesn't know. I just have to tell him and then he won't do it.
Can you give us examples?
I would give him graphs.
Yeah.
Could you give us specific examples of things he said to you?
Oh yeah. So going back to the day we got engaged, we'd been on this month-long road trip, and leading up to that road trip, I was like, okay, I have these body issues in my past. I'm probably going to gain some weight on the road trip. I need to accept that. I need to not feel anything about it and just be fine with it. It's like, oh, so what? I'm going to gain some weight. It doesn't matter. I'm on a road trip, right? I had to like mentally prepare myself for this.
Yeah.
And he knows about these issues. And I did gain weight on the trip. And then he proposed to me. And later that night, he goes, so are you going to stay fat? The day
Eric laughed.
The day he proposed, it was so crazy. But by that time,
that's a crazy. He said
that's an insane thing to say.
That's the exact.
That's an insane
sentence.
question to ask your
It's
fiance.
crazy.
I'm not
That's
surprised that a
fucking
man
insane.
said something like, "Are you going to stay in that shape?" But the fact that he just bluntly said, "Are you going to stay fat?"
Are you gonna stay
that's
fat?
ballsy.
Are you going to stay in a way that's unattractive to me?
Right.
I'm just writing that down. I want that to be
that one I would believe. Like I like someone saying something doesn't surprise me at all. Someone saying it in that words.
The way he said it is so.
It was very much like,
just
I want
under
you to
your
hear
skin.
it this way.
Yeah, there's a lot of manipulation dripping in
What
that
if you
question.
said yes? Suck it. Got the ring, bitch.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna get fatter.
Oh my god.
But by that time,
What'd you say to
This
him?
was so normal to me that I think it didn't even faze me.
So because you were already in an anxious mood about your body and your weight, and so
he had
and you
said
knew it was
so
going to
many
happen.
things like this to me in the past that I think, and this is probably
God.
this is like 2.5 years in that it was just normal. You don't even know what's normal anymore.
Right.
And it was like, yeah, again, I'm already saying this to myself. I'm like, yeah, I did gain weight. I am not going to stay like this, blah, 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 you know, and it's just him like highlighting what I'm already thinking, which is negative self-talk about my own body.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
These motherfuckers can sense it, man. They could sense when, like, predators of any kind.
Yeah.
There's this predatory nature that some humans exhibit. He is certainly one of them, where he like feels your insecurities.
Totally.
He's like, I don't know exactly what they are yet, but I'm gonna get them out of her. And
Oh
then
my
I'm gonna
God. With
use the
comedy
knife.
as well.
Yeah.
I think he was insecure that I had just started doing comedy when we met.
Oh.
And I told him, I was like, I was in this small town. That's where we lived. It was like a college town in New Zealand. That's where I did school. And so I was like, I got to get out of here because there's nothing for me to do. There's like 5 comedians. There's 1 open mic a month.
Yeah.
And when I met him, I was like, I've decided I'm going to move to New York eventually to like actually
pursue this,
have things to do. And
New York,
he knew
we got
it.
stuff to
New
do.
York, shit to do for days.
to do. So he knew that initially, but then he would get so mad. He was very supportive in the beginning. Of course. That's like a way of being love bombing too. And he would get so mad when I would have any kind of success. Like I ended up doing
Real David Harbour.
Yeah. It one time. So early on, I got to do a Fringe show, which I think is crazy. Like I was not
cool.
I had not enough experience to do that. I'm glad they let me.
Yeah.
But I have no real material. And I'm doing like a half hour.
Fuck yeah.
Like, I would love to see that set because it's got to be like, I have
It's probably not bad. You had a PhD, so you're not dumb.
I don't know. But anyway, we got written up. It was me and a friend. We like
That's
co-headlined
huge.
it.
Yeah,
we got written up. It was a really positive
Congrats,
review.
yeah.
Guess you have a lot of natural talent.
Yeah.
Thank you. He would never say that, except in the beginning. But we did really well. And then I told him, I was like, check this out. We got this review. And he didn't react to it at all. He acted like I had told him what I had for lunch that day.
Wow.
Like, no congrats, no happiness, no positive emotion. And then he didn't speak to me after that. He would do this all the time. Anytime
I dated one
anything
of
good
those.
happened, it was like nothing from him. Or he'd get
yeah.
mad at me. He'd be like jealous. And then
that
that connection
sucks.
would be gone. So I stopped telling him anytime something good happened.
Yeah,
Because I was
right.
like,
Of course.
it's going to ruin our relationship.
And right, so I imagine too, like you just want to keep this thing going and you want it to be restored back to this good feeling, right? So did you tell yourself, like, I imagine you didn't talk to him about the things he was saying to you. You just kind of had a conversation with yourself about it as these things were unfolding? Or
I did try
did
and
you
talk to him.
friends?
I talked to friends. They were all like, what are you doing?
Okay. How'd that make you feel? Because sometimes
Well,
if I don't want a friend's honest opinion, and
I wasn't
I
ready
won't go to
for
that
it.
friend.
Yeah. I wasn't ready for it. And I appreciate them for like trying to point it out. But I
Good,
think
yeah.
at that time, I just felt really judged. And like, I felt like they didn't support me, even though they were trying their best to support me in that moment. I feel bad about that. But I've told them now, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Like, it just, none of this made sense. I had one friend who had been in a similar relationship in the past. And she was the only one who could stand it because she knew.
Oh.
And she was
She's like, Brittany,
she was
I've
very
been there,
good
dude.
at just being like non-judgmental and being someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And actually, she's the one who, in the end, I feel like if she hadn't still been there, I would have lasted a lot longer.
Wow. So did she not try to persuade you to get out of the relationship? She just listened?
She listened. She would. It's not like she didn't pretend it was fine.
Right.
Or not like she pretended it was fine. She did point out issues and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But the way she did it with me was so like.
Nonchalant, like, hey,
Yeah.
here's the truth of your situation, and I just want
Yeah.
to make sure you know what it is.
I had other friends. They'd bring me to cafes. I think we're hanging out, and then they start.
like an intervention,
intervention.
shit. Yeah, see, that shit don't work. That
I
shit
know,
don't work.
and they're
'cause-
crying, and I'm like, you don't understand.
Yeah,
he's
your
actually a
defenses
really
go
good
up.
person, even though everything they've heard is like the worst.
Even if you love this friend and you know they would
Yeah.
never do that because they're fucking lying. But
Yeah.
it's like, you really want to believe
I was
you're
like,
not.
they're dramatic. I was just like
Sure.
But back to, I did try and talk to him. In the beginning, I would talk to him, but I eventually found out it was like useless. Like I did talk to him about the time he wasn't supportive about the festival review, and he freaked out. Like every
he
time I
fucking
try to
did.
talk to him, he'd be like, it'd be like this victim thing where he's like, I'm a monster and there's something wrong with
Jesus
me. And
Christ.
kids said I was gay in high school, and that's why
Oh.
that's why I'm insecure and I take it
What?
out on other people.
You know, that's happened to a lot of dudes,
Yeah.
motherfucker. You
Yeah.
ain't special. You
Totally.
ain't special.
It would happen every time. One time,
So he would make you afraid to bring it up then in a way?
One time I brought something up. I showed him graphs So I was like, let me use my science. Let me
Yeah,
communicate it as
totally.
clearly as I can.
Yeah.
I showed him graphs of our like relationship declining every time he calls me fat or whatever. Like
That's a
whatever
fair
it
graph.
was.
That's a fair graph.
That's so funny.
That's mad fair. You can't argue science.
I was like, here's the y-axis. Here's the x-axis.
That's so funny.
I told him this and I had tried to talk to him before and it wasn't working. He would always seem to understand, but then it would like fall apart within a couple of days. So this time I was like, I'm going to heavy hand all of this stuff he needs to know. And I told him and he seemed to understand it. He would always repeat things back and seem to get it. And I'm like, okay, good. It's not going to happen again. It always would. This particular time, I was like, oh, that went great. I'm so happy we did that. Everything's going to be perfect now. I'm like upstairs. He's downstairs for like an hour. Right?
After this type of conversation,
After
we're
this
like,
talk.
here's the graph. Okay.
And I think everything's fine. And I go downstairs and he had drank like half a bottle of whiskey. He was like so drunk and like crying and I'm like, oh my God, like what happened? And he's like not really talking well and stuff. He's like wasted. And he's going to throw up. And then my memory of this is very PC, but he's like going to throw up and then he tries to go outside and he falls down the stairs like into the mud.
Jesus Christ.
And so
He's acting pathetic on purpose.
I know. It became
seems.
this huge, like I have to console him and care for him and I can't bring things up because he's going to not be able to handle it. And I'm going to feel bad for like having just stated my needs.
Yeah. How dare you, bitch.
After feeling awful for months of like being told I'm stupid, being told whatever. Like,
Yeah.
he had no care if I got hurt too. Like, didn't care at all. One time,
Wow.
I lived in this apartment. This was before me and him lived together. And it was a duplex and mine was upstairs. And the stairs, it was like long, super steep stairs. And one time we were late for something. He was waiting outside. I had to like go quickly grab some stuff. And I was in heels.
Oof.
And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to be mad. Because he was always, finding a reason to be mad at me. Even though it's like, we're going to be 2 minutes late. I'm like, he's going to be so mad.
Right.
So then I'm like, I got to go fast. I'm late. I'm running down the stairs and I fall from the top.
Oh no. Girl.
Terrible. Like, I was like, I'm dying. I'm about to
That's
die.
insane.
It was like one of the scariest things that's ever
'cause
happened.
when you're going, you can't stop that momentum.
Yeah. I don't know what my body was doing, but I felt like I was flipping around. I probably wasn't. It just probably felt
You
crazy.
might have just been twisting. I mean, you probably were,
I don't know.
had to have been in some sense. but
I was totally fine. Like I had some like scrapes and bruises on my arms and knees, but nothing like terrible happened to me. I fall. He's right outside in the car. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just fell down the stairs and I was like all shaken up.
Oh.
And I had like all these scrapes and he like barely spoke. He wasn't concerned.
Punished you for
He's
that.
just mad that we're late.
It's like he's allergic to any instance in which you rightfully should be getting sympathy and compassion from him.
I would get sick and he'd be mad at me.
Okay. So there's a
I
clear
couldn't-
pattern here. Whenever something happens to you that like you need the care and love of your partner, he resents you for that. Fuck, man.
Yeah,
that's
and
tough.
he'd be like mad that I couldn't be like my regular, like his regular girlfriend that will have sex with him and like whatever. He'd get mad too if I wouldn't have sex with him.
What?
And it's not like that happened a lot. Like most of the time I'd be fine, but the times that I'm like, oh, I just don't feel like it, he'd give me the silent treatment. He'd be
Wow.
like, you don't think I'm attractive? He would like cause all these problems. So
Can
I
we?
would have been like, yeah, you're fat.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to fuck a fatty. Sorry, I lost
Sorry.
weight. Now it's your
Yeah.
turn. Can we? So you were with this person for a total of how many years? 5?
2.5.
2.5.
5
okay.
was the good guy.
Oh, 5 was a good guy, right? So can you take us? Can we fast forward and can you take us to the juicy breakup? And what did he say? And was he squirming? And was he crying? And please say yes.
Well, I had broken up with him twice. I guess 3 times it was in total. So I tried to do it in
Which
the
is actually
past.
statistically not a lot because usually it takes like an average of, I read a stat, it's like something like 12 times
For abusive
to break up.
relationships?
Yeah. Physical abuse too is like, they keep going back, but it's very common.
man.
Yeah. Because you want also too like that dopamine hit of like, wait, I could fix this broken thing. Like
Yeah.
that's a great feeling in quotes.
I know. So the first time I broke up with him, what did I say? I think I just kind of was like, these things aren't getting resolved. Like the things I keep talking to you about. And I felt horrible. I felt like I didn't recognize myself anymore. I was like,
that's the
I remember
worst.
being in the mirror or in the bathroom for like an hour trying to work myself up to break up with him. And I'm like looking in the mirror and I'm like crying and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, Like my self-esteem was a lot lower. I was having panic attacks all the time, like understandably, but I would never attribute it to that.
Yeah,
I'm
you're like, I guess my brain's just fucked.
Yeah. So I would have these moments of clarity where I'm like, oh, I have to break up with him. And then I would do it, and it was like the hardest thing ever. The first time I broke up with him, I don't remember the conversation, but I stayed at a comedy friend's apartment for a week. And it was so nice. And I remember being like, oh, I'm coming back. Like I could feel myself again. And it was also during a festival. And I had like 11 shows that week. And that was like so crazy for me at that time. Like that was insane. And so I had all this stuff going. It was like the time I needed him most. Probably that's why it got so bad in that moment too. Is I probably really needed his support. And he was being like the worst ever because I'm about to be in this big festival. And he's all like,
how dare you?
If you love comedy, you don't love me. He would like say stuff like that.
Right.
One time we were at a comedy show and I was laughing at the comedian and my boyfriend got mad at me for enjoying it.
Wow. Yeah. Jesus
That
Christ.
happens a lot. I still experience that with audience members.
Yeah.
When this is bad, but like when men are with a date and like they laugh, the woman gets mad a lot. I've noticed.
Wait, when the guys laugh, the woman gets mad?
Oh, when the guy laughs.
Wait.
Oh.
What the fuck? What is that about?
Because I'm a female comedian. They don't want.
Right.
Whoa.
That happens all the time. That's I think why a lot of times female comedians are instructed to not dress cute.
Yeah.
How dare you be hot and funny? Okay,
But so I felt
breakup.
myself coming back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get back together with him or not. He was like emailing me this whole explanation about how he got called gay. And that's
Again?
why.
We get it. Do you know how many guys were called gay and they don't fucking do this?
Anytime
sending
an
me
adult
songs.
constantly brings up one thing from their childhood, I'm out.
Yeah, totally.
Stop.
Like you can't just.
You make that wound your fucking identity. It's
he,
pathetic.
He knows this about himself. So why not know that's why I feel insecure? I better not let this affect my relationships. Easier said than done, but at least work on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, let me meet up with him and I'll just see. And he did pull at my heartstrings at the time with this email. I was like, oh, he had a hard childhood. His parents were fighting. His dad died when he was young, blah, blah, blah.
It's happened to so many people.
I know. But it got me.
Yeah.
And again, it's like this false closeness too, where it's like, oh my God, I understand him more and I can feel the connection through this email. It's like
He's confessing these things to me. He's showing me his heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
we met up. I was like, I guess I gave it another try.
Yeah.
It fell apart again pretty quickly. It always did. Every time it would seem to get resolved, it would be bad again. The final breakup, so things got kind of crazy because we lived together for, I don't know, 2 years, year and a half or something. And I was like, oh, I'm about to turn 30 and I haven't gone to New York yet for comedy. And I feel like I have to do it now.
Yeah.
And I started saying these things.
And you're still in New Zealand at this
I was still in New Zealand. I lived with him. We were like talking about like partnership visas and stuff like that.
He was born in New Zealand? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I got to do this thing where I go to New York. I said I was going to do it. And I'm never going to do it if I don't do it now. It's like, I'm just going to keep making excuses. So weirdly, he was super supportive. And he's like, yeah, we should do it. You got to go. I'll go with you. I've always wanted to like travel in America and all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like,
and so that then he wants you to never be in a situation where he goes, how can you just leave me in New York? I've never been here. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So then we make plans where we're like, we're going to do it. And I quit my job and I moved back and we're like, okay, we'll go on this road trip. So this was the month-long road trip.
Okay.
We'll go on this road trip and we'll like look for jobs at the same time.
Were you on cloud nine? Because he was being so sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet in quotes.
I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Everything's going to work out.
I knew it was possible.
Yeah. And I'm going to follow
I
my
love going on a
dreams.
road trip with someone I've just broken up with 2 times
Oh,
recently.
really? How did it go?
No, that's your scenario.
Oh, I've misheard you completely.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, no, I would literally never do that.
I would though. Go on.
I know, man. I do recognize myself in that time, but it feels so different now.
Yeah.
where
Like I
it's
said, human psyche, very delicate.
Yeah.
And you want to feel loved and accepted and seen and heard, and especially by your romantic partner. So it's like you want to go back to that. Go back. That's your focus is going back to that. Your focus is not, wait, what led us astray here?
Yeah. So we moved to the U.S. together. We're on this road trip. It's going horribly.
How? Why?
He's just being so shitty to me.
Where did you start?
We started in Washington State, which is where
Oh,
where I'm
cool.
from.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, gorgeous. What kind of car did you have? Did you
It
have
was
like
a Kia Soul.
Oh,
It's just
wow.
my parents'
Okay.
car. But
Okay.
Yeah. My mom bought it because she likes that one hamster commercial.
No, it's just
Wow,
crazy. Like,
that
'cause
marketing worked on her.
so you're like staying in hotels as you go?
You could kind of, it's like
we-
a hatchback. Like it's a boxy
We didn't
car,
stay
right?
in the car.
Yeah, I was
no.
gonna say, I was like, that sounds
We
small. to sleep
camped
in.
a lot in the beginning because
Oh,
I think we
interesting.
started in like September, so there was still.
Oh, wow.
You could still camp some. We went down the West Coast, so it was like good weather down there.
Yeah.
We camped, Airbnb'd. We didn't really do hotels.
Was he complaining? Like, what was his vibe?
He just did what he always did. It was the body stuff. It was like
Calling you fat again?
he always said stuff
That's
like
his
that.
thing. That's like
Yeah.
his punch. That's his like
His punchline?
Yeah, it's like an '80s comic.
And you're fat.
yeah, That's
He
his
would,
thing, his
you know,
tag.
make me feel stupid all the time. He
You're
would
literally
get,
a scientist.
Yeah.
but I think that's the thing is
Well,
like,
maybe that's what made him feel powerful, that he was making such an intelligent
Yeah.
woman feel stupid.
I think that's part of it.
Oh, people love doing that. Yeah.
And I think he felt threatened that I had this degree in this like world. And the times when my science background would come up, he would get mad. Like
What did he do?
he
Yeah,
was
good question.
a wildlife video editor. So his job was pretty cool, actually.
Okay.
He worked for like National Geographic for a while.
And that is
I
pretty
mean,
cool. I guess.
cool, but it's not like a
Have you,
genius.
did
By
you
the
ever?
way, do you know this? It seems obvious to me now, but I didn't know until I dated him. They fake the animal noises. Those aren't
the
bears.
noises?
The bears aren't grunting. They put them in post.
Oh.
Isn't that disappointing?
that is
That is disappointing. I want to hear the real sounds.
I know.
Talking
Shit.
about false
Well,
memories.
somebody's, yeah, being created by fucking Nat Geo. That's interesting.
So-
did you ever clap back at him? Meaning, like, so he was obviously using your very deepest insecurities, and I'm just gonna say this. I know our listeners know this. There's nothing wrong with being gay. Jesus Christ, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong. But could you go after he said, "I think you're fat. I think you're pretty fucking gay."
Man, I never
just
did.
run?
No, just run.
then we find her body
Oh yeah, that's true.
at a
Yeah.
campsite.
God, I think about that all the time. Obviously, I'm not going to accuse anybody or.
Well, and you would only say that to him because he inflicts so much terror on the people he's supposed to love.
Oh,
and that is his
I
deepest.
meant being murdered.
Was he
I
ever,
see, I see,
was
I
he
see, I
ever
see.
physically abusive to you?
Not in like the traditional sense, but there were a lot of times I was scared and I would let him know, and then he would be more scary. Like a classic one,
Like hit something near you or something?
or like a classic one is I see a lot of people saying this when I'm in my TikTok abuse
Oh yeah,
or abuse TikTok.
abuse talk.
Yeah.
Abuse talk,
Where,
yeah.
you know, you're in the car together and they're speeding and it's uncomfortable and you go, "Hey, like I'm scared. Can you like drive more safe?" And then they speed
I
up.
fucking hate
And
when
they
guys
speed
do
up.
that.
They speed up, they
I
drive more
fucking
crazy.
hate when guys do
yeah.
that.
It's awful.
That's such a guy move. Fuck all of you for doing that. Fuck
It
you.
is. It is a lot of guys.
I've done that. I gotta
Fuck
say, I've done that when I was
Yeah.
having, when I was
when a
having-
When
person
someone else
told
is
you
in the
they felt
car?
unsafe,
yeah. Well, I haven't I didn't drive unsafely, but I
Oh.
sped up quickly just because I was mad.
yeah.
Yeah.
You were mad for being told to change, or
Yeah, probably.
were they just like making you mad? In general?
No. I'm thinking of one situation in particular. I was just not driving erratically, but like driving bad. Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I forgot what the question was.
Well, I was asking you, like, have you ever clapped back at his insecurities?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then,
I'd
and then we're talking
probably-
about physical abuse.
But did he have a physical abuse? But he was driving
No,
really
so I
fast.
would. He never did anything to me physically, but there were those moments where it's like you're in fear and they know and they're escalating it.
Yeah, instead of de-escalating.
There was like,
Did
a
you watch
time-
Made by any chance?
No.
Oh, you got to watch this on Netflix. I mean, maybe don't watch it actually if it'll trigger you. But I thought it was just a really like interesting depiction of domestic violence, and it's based on a real story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just watched it recently. It's from like 2021. But I thought it was, and it wasn't like I think a lot of times when we see domestic violence, it's very over the top.
Yeah.
like just like right out of the gates, punching your wife in the face.
Yeah.
and you're like, it's not exactly how it usually starts.
No,
like, it can,
hardly.
but-
And a lot of it comes out of emotional abuse
Right.
first.
And emotional abuse is like it's so confusing. It's easy to be confused about that and to be told that you're dramatic or making it up or whatever.
And to question yourself constantly. So we did eventually fully break up, right? This is kind of crazy too. Actually.
And every time it's you who are initiating the breakup.
It's always me.
Right.
This was horrible because we had finished our road trip, right? We got engaged. He called me fat.
He asked if you were going to stay fat. That is, I'll never forget that question. Yeah,
It's an amazing engagement
so bad.
story.
That's wild.
And then he has to go back to, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to New York still. You're going to meet me there. He's going back to New Zealand real quick for a few months to finish up some like work contract stuff and like figure out his moving and all that.
yeah.
So we're apart for like 4 months and I just moved to New York and
Blissful.
I'm like, I'm so excited and I start to come back again.
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa, like I just start to feel myself and confident and excited about my life. And
like hated that.
oh yeah. And I think he got more controlling because of the distance because he couldn't see what I was doing.
He probably knew you were. He probably felt you slipping away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He felt you
And
thriving.
He saw
Yes.
how happy you looked in those photos.
Men pretend they don't understand. They're like, how do women feel? They certainly know when we're thriving.
They
because
know,
They
yeah.
always can undo that. Really have no problem undoing that.
That's a good point.
Historically.
They got an acute radar for that shit.
Oh, I got all of a sudden my spidey senses are back.
You must be having fun.
Yeah. They know when you're thriving and when you're at your most vulnerable. They're like always right there.
They're more in tune with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling this way. He's getting worse. He's like mad at me if I go to an open mic. He's like, did you talk to any men?
Calling you all day, all night kind of thing?
He's
pissed?
texting me all the time. If I'm not answering immediately, he's freaking out. There's like just so much drama. And I'm just attributing it to the distance because I'm like, we have
just
such a good
stressed.
connection.
Yeah.
Still like going into that.
Yeah.
And like at this point, like your friends obviously have witnessed the change in you. Has your family?
My family, I love my family, but they are not in tune with emotions.
Gotcha.
Before he asked me to marry him, I was scared because we had just gone on this, he didn't ask me to marry him at the end of the road trip. We got back and then a few weeks later we went to this lodge.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't right at the end, but it was after. So I'm telling my mom, I'm like, I don't know, we're talking about getting married so that he can live in the US. And I'm like really scared. And I'm telling her all this and I'm telling her about how the trip was bad. And I'm like, I'm really not sure if this is good. And she's like, Brittany, you just worry too much.
No.
My mom, I think, just really wanted to see me get married. Partly, like she had that motivation.
Yeah.
And I also think my whole family's very just out of tune with feelings and needs. And I think that's a part of why I ended up in this relationship. And
probably why the 5-year one felt like, oh God, this is too good.
Exactly.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
right now.
Where is that
when you
guy?
get engaged? The first thing you usually do is call your friends or text your friends a picture of the ring. I've always been, but when you get engaged to an abusive man and your friends know, did you tell them? And if so, what did they say?
I think the friend who was non-judgmental, I think she was probably supportive, but, measured.
Like, okay.
Okay, here to talk.
All right. I'm here when you need me.
My
That's always the thing you want to hear after you're like, I'm engaged.
I had one friend who asked to meet up with me. She probably was like, congrats, but then she wanted to meet up, and then we did, and she told me she couldn't go to the wedding.
Now, how did that make you feel? Because people
I felt
write
mad.
us, people write us that we're in your shoes, and or they have friends in your shoes.
Yeah.
And we're like, they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't fucking do, because sometimes the truth, but it seems like from your experience, obviously this is your own personal experience, that friend who's been through it, who was non-judgmental, but also did not sing his praises in any way, it seemed like that was the right move, like looking back.
That was right for me. I don't know about for other people.
Of course.
Some people might need it to be like right in their face, like, oh my God, my friend is so scared for me. Like, what am I doing?
Unfortunately,
but
though,
for
the
me,
partner was right in your face, and that you didn't see that.
Different types of people in your life, so like naturally, people are going to react in different ways. Like we were talking, like with Vaughn about like if you need a friend who's going to listen or whatever, you call one friend. If you need a friend who's going to be like, let's create a plan for how that we can change this, you call another type of person. So I think like you're going to get varied reactions, like because it's also not fair to ask of your friends to like be a completely different version of themselves in reaction to your for abuse.
But like when so your one friend who said like, I can't support this, obviously now you look back and you're like, thanks, girl.
Yeah.
But at the time you were
and we're
angry.
friends again, and
that's amazing.
We laugh about it.
Sure. Well, that's one of those beautiful
stand-up
parts. Yeah, exactly. But like, did you guys, that created a rift between you guys?
A little bit, because I was like just thinking she wasn't supporting what I wanted. Like, I wasn't seeing it for what it was because I was too immersed.
Of course.
I couldn't really see it most of the time. I would only have moments of awareness of it.
So, her reaction didn't make you go, should I reconsider this?
No.
Okay,
and same with,
gotcha.
I had another friend do the same thing. She met up with me. She started crying, talking about the relationship and how I've changed and all this stuff. And I was like, you don't get it. You don't understand. It was just like,
that's a common thing though.
Yeah.
You don't, because you don't want the thing that you're in to be abusive. So you don't want to look at that reality.
Did you ever have the thought cross your mind, these bitches are jealous? Because I feel like a lot of women react in that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So I have absolutely reacted that way years ago when somebody confronted me about something. I'm like, you're just jealous. I'm like, that is not at all the case.
I don't remember feeling that. I remember just thinking they don't know him like I know him.
Oh, classic country music song.
Yeah.
That's every Lifetime movie. They don't know him like I know him.
He's just a skater boy.
So, okay, so I want to get to the final breakup because there are some weird parts of it.
Oh, God.
So
Let's go.
I'm in New York. He's in New Zealand. It's been 4 months, and I'm going over to New Zealand to visit him. And it's like a friend of a friend's wedding. So I get there. And everything's so amazing. Like the first couple days, it's like, oh, we're reunited. It's the longest we've ever been apart. I miss you so much. We're getting married. I can't wait to get married. Where should we get married? All this stuff.
Bliss.
It's all beautiful. And it's like, oh, why was I worried? And then
interesting.
a couple days go by and it's back to like being horrible. And because I'd been out of it for 4 months and had changed and had perspective, in New Zealand, those 2 weeks, I was like, oh my God, this is just my horrible relationship concentrated into these 2 weeks, and I'm outside of it now and I can see exactly what it is.
Beautiful.
And it was just the worst couple of weeks.
Because you saw everything for what it was. Yeah.
It was easier to know. It was just easier to see.
That makes sense.
And he was doing all the same stuff. And then by the end of that trip, I was talking to my friend, the one that was always, the one that I didn't like push away.
But she was also the one in the abusive relationship herself, right?
She had been in
past.
one in the past, yeah. I was talking to her about all this and how it like wasn't going well. And it's all the same stuff I'd been telling her for years. And I was, getting to the point of being like, I don't think we should get married. And she's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Let's sit down.
Let's talk about that some more.
Yeah. And so me and her decided there, we were like, yeah, you should go back and tell him. And I was like, I think I'm going to tell him we're not ready to get married. That was all I was willing to do.
I love women because we'll sit down and decide that you and your husband are not getting married.
Yeah.
Such a girl talk.
Yeah. So I go home and I tell him, and I don't remember this conversation. It was like an 8-hour conversation. It was like the entire day. It was probably just everything we'd already talked about. Like,
sure. And he's probably still
coming
trying
out
to
different,
confuse you and make you doubt
confusing
yourself.
me,
Yeah.
telling me he's such a piece of shit. I'm a monster. I don't deserve you. Blah, blah, blah.
Now we both agree.
There's the truth. There's the truth.
Now we're all in agreement.
You weren't hiding it.
Yeah. We were supposed to go to dinner with his mom that night. And so we had to tell her we can't. And he told her, like, yeah, we're breaking up.
Good.
Then she comes over.
No.
She comes over.
And then you see why
and
he
then
is the
I
way
had
he
to
is.
break up with her. So
What?
like it felt like that because she was so distraught.
She was okay.
She was distraught.
That she
So now
raised
I'm
a piece of
consoling
shit?
her.
Or-
I liked his mom. She was a
Really, you genuinely did.
I really liked her. I
Really?
think
She didn't see
he was
it?
a piece of shit to her, and I should have seen that as a red flag.
Oh.
There was a lot I could have seen, and I didn't. Well, I saw it. I excused it. So she comes over, and she's so sad, and me and her are just talking in this room, and she's asking about what happened, and she says to me, she goes, was he cruel to you? Like, affirmatively, she said it in that tone. Like, she knows how he treats people.
I love what a mom knows.
And I think she probably worried about this the whole relationship and was hopeful that he wouldn't treat me this way. And then when we broke up, she's like, I know what this is. So then we talked. I was
that must
honest
have been
with her.
super healing to like be seen and heard by.
It was helpful probably in that moment too, where I might have still had uncertainty about leaving. But yeah,
Like, oh,
for her to be like,
Oh,
yeah,
mom
that's
hates
my
him.
son.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so that was crazy because it was like, now I'm like, she's part of the breakup, but also she's on my side. And
Yeah,
it's like,
nice.
That's really nice because I was wondering, obviously a person can turn out the way your ex did and not have a traumatic, not have piece of shit parents. I know it's possible, but
Or he could be mirroring his father's behavior.
I think his
exactly.
dad was,
Sure.
Yeah,
But that's interesting that he was verbally abusive to his mom.
I think so.
Okay, yeah, and his mom just kind of like acted like he wasn't, or just brushed it off. She would never challenge him. Is what
I just remember. Sorry, I'm having trouble remembering any specific instance, but I just remember him.
Yeah, don't make anything up.
Yeah, he just treated her badly.
Yeah.
But so then we decided we're not going to get married. Not yet sure about whether we're going to end it on my side. And I fly back to New York the next day.
Wait, so you weren't? So you were willing to possibly like just have like a regression in the
Yeah.
One of the rules
That
on the
was an
show
easy
is
way
that
for me to-
a regression in a relationship never works.
No, I don't think it does.
right when you
can't.
demote.
Like when people try to
demote.
like be like, oh, we're gonna stay together, but we're gonna live in separate apartments now. They just break up.
Yeah.
Stop. What are you
Yeah.
doing? You're wasting everybody's time.
You don't want to deal with the pain of the breakup.
Right.
No.
Right.
I think that was it. I felt like I couldn't come to that like final
Sure, of
conclusion yet.
course.
So I'm on the plane, and this is ridiculous.
How long
and
is the
I
flight
think
to New
hilarious.
Zealand?
Well, I'm going back to New York. It's like 24 hours, 30 hours.
It's a really okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you've got layovers too. I don't remember the way I went that time, but yeah, it's a lot of time.
It's a journey.
Yeah. Okay. This is embarrassing and I think funny and a crazy way for this to affect the relationship. He also had become a different person over time himself. Like in the beginning,
worse?
he became someone I didn't recognize. He got super, super conspiratorial. He got really into the
This happened
manosphere
to me.
pods. Really?
He was red pilled. Yes, this happened to me.
Yeah.
I've talked about it a lot.
Oh my God.
I've talked about it a lot.
These victim-y guys are also end up being conspiracy theory
Because they
guys.
lack control. They feel they lack control. And people who get deep into conspiracies, the theories, they want some control. They want to feel like they have some kind of like, understanding certainty that other people don't have yet, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like
Some
this form of
superiority
like
certainty or
feeling
something.
powerful and
Interesting.
It's interesting because that person who I'm talking about, like he said a couple negative things to me. Overall, he actually like hyped me up a lot. So I don't want to like, which is probably I guess they just figure out what's the way to
works.
keep you on.
Yeah.
And for me, that would be the way.
Hype you up, gas you up.
He just supported me too much.
yeah.
That's very interesting.
Oh man, it was crazy.
So he completely altered. Wow, so fascinating.
Also, and I kept dismissing that too because I was like, but in the beginning he was just so open-minded and like very
Did
understanding.
he become like anti-feminist or like misogynistic?
Yeah, he did.
Interesting.
Wow.
He also like when we first started dating, we would like joke about conspiracy theories and like
Wow.
and like watch Alex Jones together as a bit.
joke.
We'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, what the hell,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it
All of
was
a
like
sudden, he's
fun.
like, "What did happen to Building 7?"
Yeah, he did. Truly, he did. He got so into
Buildings
it.
don't fall like that.
He got so into it that he'd get mad if I wouldn't agree with everything that he was saying, and it was like, I
Did he
can't
become
agree
like a
with all this.
libertarian or did he go MAGA? Which one did he do?
He went MAGA eventually.
Yep.
Yeah.
At some point,
He wasn't even fucking from here and he went MAGA.
They all go MAGA.
At some point, he wanted to have a debate about 9/11 and
Sure. Do it on camera. Do it on camera.
yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Brittany, this is
I'll have it
so
live on
funny.
YouTube.
It's so
I mean,
funny.
In
so much stand-up
retrospect,
material.
so funny.
It's
Did
like-
he have friends?
He had friends, but he treated them bad too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think he truly his insecurities led his relationships to
this
be.
flight back to New Zealand.
Okay,
something
so
crazy
this goes
happened.
back to him changing, him getting into this like manosphere stuff. Becoming very sexist. He started getting into Jordan Peterson. We know Jordan Peterson.
Oh, I've
yeah.
seen Jordan Peterson
Yes, we
live.
have. We have the
know
same
what we're
touring
talking
agent.
about.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you read the 12 Rules for Life?
I bought it honestly because I'm very interested in like I just like first of all
Influential people.
yeah.
I think it's very important. I think what liberals do really wrong is we avoid the enemy. You
Yeah.
gotta know
Yeah,
the enemy.
know your
You gotta
enemy,
keep
baby.
the fucking enemy. So the Jersey in me is always just as strong.
Yeah.
So I fucking always read what these people are up to.
I like to read
You
this
got to
stuff
know
too.
what Nick Fuentes is talking about.
Yes.
People have a lot of power. Again,
Yeah.
like when people said, "Oh, I didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was." Well, you're dumb. You should have known. That's like, you have to know your enemy.
Yeah.
But oh my God, yeah, Jordan Peterson. My review of Jordan Peterson live, honestly, just boring.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
that's
He
funny.
wasn't
Did he do the
saying-
rat thing?
I don't even fucking know what he did.
The
but
crab?
it was a real snooze fest.
You got to make your
Damn.
bed.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't. I went there like kind of like I was like, trying to do an investigative journalism. Like I was gonna come back to the show and say all these crazy things that he was telling men. It was just fucking boring. Is my review of it.
So your ex loved him.
He got super into him, and he kept trying to push all this stuff on me. And he's like, I read this book, and I really want you to read this book. And I kept.
And it was that book.
That book, 12 Rules for Life. And I also, though, I get interested in this stuff. So I was kind of like, oh, he keeps asking me to read it. I was like, I'll read it.
Even if you disagree with it, I'd be like, all right, what the fuck is
and
this
I mean,
dipshit saying?
As much as like there are some problematic things in there's also a lot of stuff that is just like regular, obvious advice.
Right.
Yep.
If you don't know it, it is kind of helpful to read.
Sure.
Right.
But so I decided to read this book on the plane.
Okay.
On the way back
Oh God.
to New York. And I'm like, okay, let's see what this guy has to say. Let's see. Darren wanted me to read this book, and we're breaking up, maybe. And I get to this one chapter that's like, it's basically just like speak your truth. I don't remember what the name of the chapter was, but it's
Mind blowing.
all it is. Yeah, it's such basic stuff. It's so basic. Like, it's like, you gotta say what you mean.
Some
and you
people
have to
don't know that, though.
let
It's
people
weird.
know.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of makes you sad when you see what these young men are grasping onto, because although I don't believe it to be women's job to heal this, you do go, oh man, something is wrong that this is a best-selling author.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So
Fuck.
embarrassingly though, I needed to hear that
You're
in that
inspired.
moment because
I think that's more like kismet.
Yeah, I think it is. This whole chapter's like, you have to stand up for yourself and you have to be honest about your feelings and your needs and blah, blah, blah. That's how I was interpreting it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's better for them too because they need to have consequences for. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to fully break up with my boy. And I think it's just hilarious.
I love this.
I never told him this, but it's so funny
I
that
hope he hears
Jordan
this.
Peterson was part of the reason I
He inspired
fully
you
ended it.
strength to break up with this guy.
Is
I
some
love
good
this.
in Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.
I landed and like the next day I told my boyfriend, I was like, we're actually just breaking up. We're not getting married. We're not dating anymore.
Now,
And
I
it
mean,
was-
maybe Jordan is. Maybe now we know why he's so powerful.
Yeah. It's so funny because it's like, if my friends who were trying to get me out of that relationship heard this story, like they're like, we've been telling you this for years.
Of course.
And
Sometimes
listen
you
to
gotta
Jordan
hear it from
Peterson?
Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
People are always saying that.
So funny.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
So wait,
cinematic.
What was the conversation like? So we have to wrap up, but I really want to know what he said.
This is disappointing, but it's hard to remember. Except,
okay. That's fine.
except he did beg to have another chance. I know we got to wrap up, so I won't make a big thing of this, but he begged to have another chance. I was pretty sure that I couldn't do this again, but he kept
Hell
being
yeah.
like, and then we had a break where we didn't talk for like 2 months.
Ooh.
And he kept being like, well, just let me come over and show you that everything's going to be fine. I'll get a 3-month visa. We'll live together. I'm going to show you it's great. And I knew it wouldn't work out, but there was still a small part of me that was like, if you don't do this, you might regret not seeing like if it truly was not going to work out.
Sometimes you need to be.
I just
you need to
prolonged this for
experience
too
it
long.
a 12th time.
Yeah, I needed to be like 100% certain.
Yeah.
And I should have
Is
been
this guy
already.
really hot?
No.
Did he have a good dick?
Not that great.
All for a mid
Did he
dude
have money?
with a
Not
shit
that much.
dick.
Regular. All regular.
Broke, mid.
I would say he
bad
was really
dick.
smart and funny.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, I have no excuse for how long why I
But
stayed.
like I said, it's fucking common. And
Yeah.
I've witnessed women that are such catches that have so much going for them.
Yeah.
That are amazing. Do like wilt in the throughout the years of a person with it. And I've known men to
I
be in
fully wilted.
abusive relationships with women, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Fuck, dude! All the light is out in your eyes, man."
You can see the light go. Man,
you
it's
can.
so
You really
sad.
can. It is, but it's also like, those friends obviously so well intended, and I'm glad they said what they said and they were honest to you, but that doesn't help, and that also sucks.
You have to see it yourself, and you can't see it except in those moments. And you don't know when you're going to see it. So then you have to go, oh, I got to break up with him now. Otherwise, I'm going to fall back into this false reality about how good our relationship is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I was like, fine, come over and we'll see if it works. We got a place. I can't believe I did this final one, but we got a place within a week. Horrible.
Perfect.
And
You're like, I have my proof.
Wait, you got up like you.
We got a place to live together for 3 months while he was on
Like a
his
sublet?
tour. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was horrible. And I also had so I was still very new to comedy in New York. I'd maybe been here for like 5 months.
And you got to be out all the time.
And it's awful,
probably love
right?
that.
When you start, it's like the worst. It's just hard. There's so much rejection you're not used to. There's just like...
You have to get to know people. You have to do the hang.
It's so depressing.
Yeah.
And I had also just started this new job and I wasn't comfortable in it. And it was my first
scary.
real job after being in school for so long.
This is exhausting. Too.
Oh my God. And then I had this terrible relationship. So every single part of my life was like so hard and like
That's
unsettling.
So funny, I think the beginning of comedy is like the most fun part.
It was really fun, but I think because I had no area of stability, it was like, oh, I can't go anywhere and feel good.
Yeah.
I was still going everywhere. I was still working on stuff and I was having a good time, I guess. But it was like, I have no peace in my life.
Yeah.
And and then I broke up with him again.
Was it before the 3 months? Because he came for 3 months.
Oh, yeah. Within a month, I was like,
was he like, what? You're going to leave me in New York?
I think this time, again, no memory of the conversation.
Okay.
But I feel like it was very much like, okay, like we did it again. And then weirdly, he didn't leave for a week because he had to like figure out travel and all of his stuff. And it was weirdly like such a nice week where it wasn't like I was thinking about going back on my decision. It was more like we got to spend a week together having like closure that you normally wouldn't get to have.
Sure.
We did a bunch of fun stuff. We went to Coney Island and like did like a whole day thing.
And he wasn't a dick and he wasn't trying to convince you.
Not that I remember.
Fascinating.
And it was very sad. Like we were both kind of trying to distract ourselves by doing these fun things, but then we'd have moments where we'd both get really sad, and then we'd be like, "Well, let's go do this right now." Like, yeah. But it was kind of nice to have a week to be like,
to prep.
We're broken up, and goodbye, and like all that.
And how soon after that did he get a new girlfriend?
I think he waited a long time.
Really?
I have one of my good
Guinness
friends.
Book of World Records.
Yeah.
I thought he would get married like a month later.
Oh, totally. I really hope he worked on himself. I have no idea if he did.
Sure.
I do have his mom. Do you have his mom's number?
No, but but my one of my good friends from New Zealand, her husband is friends with him.
Okay.
That's one of the people we met through, actually, or they met through. And she knows from her husband that he like seems better than he used to be.
Okay.
He's in a relationship. Hopefully it's better. Hopefully it's good.
Losing you shook him to his goddamn core.
I hope so, yeah.
And that's, I think better than getting
Tom
married.
Peterson.
That's a woman's gift.
That's what some women want to get married. I want to be the woman that you lose and it ruins your fucking life so hard that you have to change or end it all.
Yeah.
Clip it.
Wait, and then what happened to the nice guy that you should have stayed with?
I know, she got back together.
Oh,
Did you,
he's married.
him?
He has 2 kids.
Oh, that's sweet.
Actually talked to him like a month ago because
really? That's nice.
My special came out.
Yes.
And I was messaging every single person I've ever known.
Wow, you really want views. You're going to exes. Nice.
But me and him have a good, we're on good terms. We just hadn't talked in a while. And I was hey, so check this out or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we got to chat for a little bit. So that was nice to have a connection.
That's cool.
I'm glad he's happy.
Yeah.
And you're happy.
I'm happy. And I'm in a good relationship now. And
that's beautiful.
He actually reminds me of the other good guy.
Oh, that's lovely.
So that's nice.
God said, I'm going to give you another chance.
Yeah. Don't fuck this up, partner.
Look at the similarities. It's like exact. It was hard in the beginning. I know we have to wrap up, but I was, because I trusted myself so little for a while after this breakup.
Of course.
That I was in this relationship. He's an angel. He wasn't doing anything bad, but there'd be some context or some moment that felt similar to the past. Sure. And I would like start freaking out.
Yeah.
So it took a while to be like, everything's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't react in any of these ways.
Yeah.
It's good now that I catch it quickly. Because for a while I would get mad at myself that I was like affected still.
Of course. I mean, that's
very reasonable.
It's traumatic. Mm-hmm. It's super traumatic. What is your special called and where can we watch it?
My special is called Waving Back at Trees and it's on my YouTube channel. Brittany Cardwell is my Instagram. And the special, actually, he is in it a little bit. It's not the bad ex.
Like story is about him.
No, he's not in it.
Oh, I was like,
jokes.
you made a fucking cameo?
They have a duo comedy act now. They do slapstick together.
He's the puppet.
That'd be hilarious. I never mentioned it.
And now we're on the road.
Jordan Peterson produced it.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Get a lot of views.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. This was really fun, and it was
Thank you for
great
sharing
to be able to
your
talk about some of that
experiences.
stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that's super helpful to just like really paints a picture and hopefully will help some people realize maybe I should get the fuck out of this relationship.
Yeah.
That's really our goal here.
Yes.
Have everyone break up with their boyfriends.
Break up with your
after they stop
boyfriend.
listening
Yeah,
to the
because
show.
the subtleties, I think, of
Yes.
emotional abuse are harder.
Yeah.
It's harder to be like, this is what this is.
Yeah, if someone
very
punches
confusing.
you in the face, that is black and white.
Yep.
You can
Yeah.
make a graph about it. If someone slowly over time chips away at your sense of self, it's hard to make a graph about
Totally.
that.
It's like the way we talk about like physical health versus mental health. Like physical health is so obvious. Oh, my leg is broken. I have to do something. But mental health, we're like, well, it's harder to identify.
Am I
so
fucked up? Yeah,
you kind of just brush it off.
Right.
You don't
Sure.
like have to face it.
And I specifically think that like a lot of people needed the point pointed out where if you feel scared and you express that you feel scared and someone doesn't do anything to alleviate that feeling when they are the cause of it, red flag.
Yeah, huge red flag.
Amazing. Well, check out Brittany's special on YouTube, everybody. This has been Guys We Fucked, the anti-slut shaming podcast. We'll talk to you next Friday.